mixed bag reaction to the Unrivaled basketball opening night last night. I thank you all for joining me live in the entertainment. I hope you had a good time. Me acting the clown, me acting the fool, and watching some interesting form of basketball. It was a mixed bag, in my opinion. It was a situation of some good, some not so good, some just flat out awful. Did anything blow me away? No. Did anything leave me saying that I don't know how this lasts for more than a year? Yes. But let's talk about this. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, powered by Coming Out of the Podcast. I am your, we talk facts over feelings, of course. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Merch is dropping today. We made it last night. It's all put together. The link will be dropped. It will be in the videos going forward. There is some specialty merch that's going to be out for the month of January and will not be back at the end of January. We're going to keep it fresh and moving. We're going to have some stuff that says facts over feelings. We're going to have Rudy's Rant. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff. So please do check it out. Once it drops, it will drop today. I promise you. We did the live last night. We're on for over 2.5 hours. I had that hard cut at 9:30 because I went to dinner. I did see the fourth quarter, the Elam ending. I did see it on my phone driving to dinner between the rolls and the vinyl. But let's talk about this overall thing last night. The production of this event. I don't know how many people were actually there because they really never did a crowd pan. They didn't really pan the crowd, which leads me to believe that there were a lot of empty seats in that building. I could see empty seats from each side. Remember, this is supposed to be a sold out 800 people, 850 person spot. You had Steve Nash in the building. You had Alex Morgan in the building. Obviously, they are investors in this endeavor, so they are there sitting courtside. I would venture to guess that a lot of people there were family and friends and investors, and not a whole lot of actual basketball fans. The way it starts off, you have a 3-woman panel at 6:30 doing the pregame, which includes Renee Montgomery, Candace Parker, some other lady. Renee Montgomery is an owner in the Atlanta Dream, in the WNBA. I think it's a massive conflict of interest that she's doing the desk for a competing league, because that's why they designed this, to be a competing league situation, really to put pressure on the WNBA in collective bargaining, because they want to make the WNBA think that there's actually a competition for the WNBA when there truly really isn't. There's no way that this could ever take the place of the WNBA. I don't think the play of the WNBA is all that great, but I think that the WNBA play is definitely better than what I saw yesterday. 3-on-3 basketball is like 3-on-3 hockey. Defense will become lax because people are going to get tired. It's going to get sloppy. It's going to get ugly. It won't be the prettiest of things, and you saw exactly that. There were a couple of performances that were pretty darn good. I thought Jewel Lloyd in the first game with the Mist and the Owls, she had 34 points. She hit some threes. She never hits threes in the WNBA. She's a 25% three-point shooter. But you had a situation early on where in the first 2 to 3 minutes of that Mist Owls game, you're looking at this like, oh my God, this is brutal. And you could see how out of shape all these women are. None of them are in shape. This is a conditioning drill because they were gassed in 3 minutes. 3 minutes of a 72-foot court. They were absolutely spent. And that tells you that they didn't have enough time to get in shape for this. They should have been in Miami since December. They should have had a legitimate 3-4 weeks to get their bodies in condition for this type of situation with a full court, condensed court, but still full court. If it was 94 feet, forget it. They would have been falling out at half court in probably 90 seconds. But in a full court situation where you're just going up and down, or you're trying to go up and down, but you see that at certain points where the offense is, you have the burst for the offense, but to get back defensively, you don't have the burst. And while I don't want to see I don't want to see rock and sock 'em robot defense. I also don't want to see just people standing and letting people score like they do in the NBA All-Star game. That's what I also don't want to see, that because that doesn't show us anything. We also learned in large part that The players who could have made this thing look good are not here. Just that simple. I'm watching the first game. Alicia Gray, because of the size of the court, because of the camera being so close to the court, probably, Alicia Gray looked like the Incredible Hulk. Understand, Alicia Gray is 5'11", 6 foot tall. Alicia Gray, I just want to confirm, she's a 6 foot tall guard. She looked like she was 6'4". She looked humongous, and she's not a big girl. I mean, she's tall, but 165 pounds. She looked like she's 220. She looked the size of a power forward. I mean, absolutely huge on a screen like that close. I didn't know who she was for. I'm like, that's Alicia Gray. Oh my god. Um, I think Ben already did a podcast on this where he mentioned the size of what Asia Wilson would have looked like. Yeah, Asia Wilson would have looked like an absolute tank on this screen because Alicia Gray looked big. I can only imagine what Asia Wilson would have looked like. And yeah, I may mimic some of the points that he made in his video, but he's right. If you had a Kennedy Carter and Kelsey Mitchell in this thing, and of course even Caitlin Clark, all three of them, the first step dribble, you saw nothing. You saw no explosion. You didn't. It was pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. It's exactly what they were doing in those little practice videos. These women don't have a first step. They don't have explosion. They cannot get by anybody. So what you're going to have is a bunch of pick and roll nonsense, and that's not fun, folks. That is not fun to watch. I don't want to watch pick and roll all game. And we saw a lot of pick and roll. I will say, if Kennedy Carter was out there, she'd score 40 in this thing every game. Nobody could guard her. And remember, Jewel Lloyd, a lot of her points came from three. A lot of driving kick. Like, this is what Jordan Canada in one game was just kicking the ball out. She has a layup, kicking the ball out. That was the second game. Kicking it out, kicking it out. Like, you're at the rim for a layup. Stop kicking it out. A lot of things that in that first game, and I'm going to be going back and forth, but that first game started off really, really slow. And then it picked up. But then you're looking at the situation, and it didn't pick up. The pace picked up, and that had pretty decent pace to that game. A lot of misses, though. A lot of misses. And while the score of the second game was fairly close to the other score, Owls beat the Mist. Lunar Owls beat the Mist 84-80. The Vinyl beat the Rose 79-73. So the scores were in line with each other. The shooting was not. In the first game, the Lunar Owls shot 50.8%. This is 3-on-3, people. These teams should be shooting in the mid-50s at least. If you're shooting 50.8%, like, that's not good enough in my opinion. Like, that just shows there's lots of missing. And the Mist shot 44.8%, 29% from three. You had 22 free throws between the two teams. So you had 15 free throws, and that means you had what? You had those fake extra points. So you had 7 + 8. You had 15 fake extra points that wouldn't be on there. So you're looking at otherwise 77-72. I don't see the point or the reason for these. One free throw gives you 2 points. One free throw gives you 3 points. Whole idea. You're trying to speed pace. I don't think they should have a stop clock at all on anything out of bounds. Just nothing. If the ball goes out of bounds, the clock should keep moving. There was a point where it felt like the clock was dragging forever. It took 45 minutes to play 14 minutes of the first half. They said that this would be a 1-hour TV window. That was not what we got. That first game lasted 90 minutes to play 21 minutes plus an Elam ending. That's not what they said. It's not. It just isn't. It's not what they said. You had 29 combined fouls in a 21-minute game plus the Elam ending. They needed. I said last night. I said, quite frankly, would they consider changing the rules overnight? Because TNT has a window. It's a TV window, and if you're sitting here and you're playing for 3 hours, like, that's too long. That's too long. You're gonna lose people's attention. This thing needs to be moving. This game in terms of pace got slow, out of bounds, fumble the ball out of bounds. You had 17 turnovers in the first game between the two teams, and this was the better game. Mark it down. This was the better game. Skylar Diggins hits a three to win it. And you're sitting here saying, they're going to shoot a three. I mean, I'm saying in the screen, you look back last night, they're going to shoot a three. They're going to shoot a three. They're going to shoot a three. Skylar Diggins dribbles up the floor. DJ Carrington plays under the screen. Skylar Diggins shoots a three. Ball game and starts doing some whatever she was doing. But common sense, they're going to shoot a three. That's what people do. That's how they want to finish the game. They want to hit that three that knocks you out. You can't play under a screen there. You've got to play over the screen. You've got to. Nafisa Collier goes for 27 and 10, 11 of 19. Courtney Lewis has 14 and 7 and 4. Skylar Diggins had 21 and 3, 1-1-1. Alicia Gray had 15 and 6 and 1. Shakira Austin at 4. On the other side of the miss, Brianna Stewart was invisible. 6 points, 2 of 11. That's trash. 14 rebounds. DJ Carrington at 8, 5 and 3. Courtney Vandersloot at 11, 2 and 2. Jewel Lloyd at 30. She shot really well early. Late, she did not. It came back to be that, who she was. Aaliyah Edwards at 10 and 5. Rakea Jackson, she looked good, but started to fade as the game went on to 15. This was the better game. This was absolutely the better game. And the Lunar Owls were trailing going into the fourth. They were down. So it was 17. It was 67. They were down 73 to 67. So they had to score. They had to get to 84. And they went on a run. And once they outscored them 17-7 in the fourth to get the win. But was it the most incredible thing you've ever seen? No. No, not at all. Not at all. Was it better than I thought, that game? Yeah, it was. I give them credit. I give them credit. But you have to look at this clock. First off, it's a 14-minute half. Why do you have a 10-minute halftime? You don't need that. Halftime should be 5 minutes. My children play 30-minute half, 25, 30-minute halves of soccer. They don't get television timeouts. They get one water break depending on the referee. Sometimes the referee forgets, which I use that water break as a substitution timeout for me because I coach the team. But why in the world would you have a 10-minute halftime for 14 minutes of basketball? That's too long. That's too long. You have a window for this game of an hour. There were so many fouls. You give all these fouls. I mean, the fact that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with at least 3 fouls. Skylar Diggins had 5 fouls in a 21-minute game. Understand the Elam ending is untimed. So I'm saying 21 minutes plus an ending. I mean, 5 fouls? That's so, come on. Let me see you would have had damn near 5 fouls in the third quarter of a WNBA game at that pace. It got real chippy. Real chippy, because that wasn't defense. It was fouling. A lot of fouling. A lot of the bad officiating with women's basketball continues because there was stuff that just wasn't called, and then other stuff was like, what? DJ Carey had a great block on one play, and then you see another block the other direction, and it's called a foul. What? Yeah, this was the better game. This game was probably a B. Now, the next game. The Rose and the Vinyl. This is an example of WNBA basketball. 42.9% shooting by the Rose, 46% by the Vinyl. This is what we are accustomed to in the WNBA. This is atrocious. This was an F. This game was awful. Awful. Horrendous. This was an F. This game sucked. First of all, the last game, it took so damn long. Then they had a 15-minute break between games. Why? Give them 5 and get your ass out there. Do this. I mean, get out. They should be already warmed up. We can't have this lengthy gap. The shooting was freaking trash. 16 free throws, 14 made free throws, so 14 extra points. You're talking 72 to 66. That's really what the score was. We got to call it what it is. This is a fake score. 72-66, 26 fouls, 21 turnovers combined. Box score. Angel Reese has a double-double. 10 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls. She did not play in the fourth quarter. She was sitting on the bench. She was gassed the hell out in 3 minutes in the first quarter. I'm pointing her out because that's who people were there to see. She gassed out so fast, out of shape. And I'm going to sit there and say they were all out of shape. But Angel Reese was gassed, and she did all her work in the first. All of it. She grabbed a few rebounds later on. But again, 14 rebounds because this game was just not, they did not make shots. Arike Ogunbowale was surprisingly bad to me. She had 10, 11 shots, 5 of 11. She just 0 for 4 from 3. She hit the game-winning layup, but otherwise was not impressive. The woman that really balled out in this game was Rhyne Howard. I mean, if you haven't seen Rhyne Howard's a beast. She's a beast. She's 6 for 12 from 3, 10 of 19, 33.6 rebounds. I mean, she's a stud. Aaliyah Boston, awful. Jordan Canada didn't want to take a shot. De'Erica Hamby had 17 and 13. Too many 5 turnovers. This game, Hamby has 5 fouls. Ogunbowale has 3. Reese has 4. Brittany Sykes has 3. Kyle Copper 3. Azura Stevens 3. Ray Burrell, awful. Lexi Hall, horrible. Azura Stevens, couldn't even tell you. If she walked by me, I wouldn't know who she was. She was 3 of 10 for 6 points. Brittany Sykes had 9 points. Kyle Copper led the Rolls with 24. Chelsea Gray had 21. Chelsea Gray did a lot of shooting. 9 rebounds, 6 assists. This game was bad. There's no other way. I don't have highlights to put up. I don't have time for all that shit right now because the game starts at 2:00, and I am going to watch it to see how it is today. But this was just bad. This was not good to watch. And what I'll say is this. They should truly look at changing some rules. This is their league. You have the option and the opportunity to do it now because you saw on night 1 the issues. And I see some posts. It was amazing. I had people on the board with me, and there's a YouTube international channel, 2,000 people watching internationally. That's not very good. I don't know what the ratings are going to be for this thing. We will find out, I'm sure, in a few days what it was for this weekend, how many people watch. I have no idea. I'll watch today again. Maybe I'll give them the whole weekend. I'll give them Monday too. No, Monday. Sorry, not Monday. The national championship is on Monday for football. So I'll have it on the top screen, but I'll have the national championship on the big screen. Overall, though, it's a mixed bag. This game was an F. The first game was a B. Overall, probably a C minus. I'm coming to this pretty much the same grade as Ben. I know I saw his C minus would probably be the D plus C minus because that F would have been an F minus. That game was horrible. I had to leave at the end of the third because I had a 9:30 cut because again they said this would be 1 hour window of TV for each. They said it. They said that's what it would be, and it's not. There's too many fouls. There's too much stoppage in play. Too many out of bounds. Too many. If the ball goes out of bounds, let the clock run. I swear to God, at one point, there was 3 minutes in the quarter, and I thought it was a minute because it said a minute on the screen. And I was like, it took 14 minutes to play 3 minutes. It took 14 minutes to play 3 minutes. That's crazy. That's just crazy to me. There was stretches of brick ball, especially in the second game. There was some stretches of brick ball in the first game. First game really just started lagging. Initially they were walking the ball up the floor. You're like, oh my God. But it did pick up. But this was just bad. If it wasn't for Rhyne Howard, this game would have been horrendous. Like one of the worst things I've ever seen to watch. It would have been one of the worst things I've seen to watch. And of course, there are already people saying, Angel Reese with the double. Here we go again. Are we gonna do the streak for this shit too? She hit a jump shot over Aaliyah Boston. That was like a 12-footer. Congrats. Did she shoot she didn't shoot a 3. I thought that's why she's working on 3s. This is the place to do it. I want to see you shoot 3s since that's all you're working on. There's no post game that she's got. It's all based on fast break or rebound. She had her shot blocked by Arike Ogunbowale. I did the video on the mic and drill. She has the ball. She brings the fucking ball right here, and Ogunbowale blocks it right here. Ogunbowale is 5'8". You're 6'3". You're getting your shot blocked by a guard. You got to learn how to do this shit the right way. You got to learn the right way at some point. When do you learn the right way? But yeah, this was not this game. This game was an F. This was a bad game. Today on the schedule, you have the Phantom and the Laces. So those are the two teams we have not seen play. They play at 2, and then the Lunar Owls play the Rose at 3. And then Monday you have the Vinyl and the Phantom and the Laces and the Mist. That's at 8:30, 9:30 at the same time as the National Championship of College Football. So they have it. The games, all games are streamed on Max, US Max, Canada TSN, International, YouTube Live. YouTube Live had 2,000 viewers. In fact, the first game, from what I was told by people, was like 2,100, and then it was down to like 1,800 in the second game because it dragged. Man, you got to have this fit in that 1 hour window. That matters. I mean, people don't get it. That matters. That matters. The fouling, it became too much fouling because they're not shuffling their feet. And that's where you have to fix this. 3 fouls, maybe 4 max per player, but you can't have 6 fouls per player. Stop stopping the clock after every ball goes out of bounds. There should not be any television timeouts during the fucking quarters. The television timeouts should be at the end of a quarter. Why do they have timeouts? Like, they're calling timeouts. I'm watching these coaches do motions like, bro, this is 3-on-3, dude. This isn't 5-on-5. This isn't 5-on-5. Your job is to sub people. You're not calling plays like this is 3-on-3 park ball. But that's what it should be. That's what it should be. But I'm left with the same conclusion that Ben was, that we missed. This could have been so much better if you had the players necessary who have the ability to blow by somebody with the first step. That explosive first step. And not one of these women have an explosive first step minus having a screen. That screen and roll shit, it is just, yeah. I want to see glock, 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 what? Glock, glock, pop. I don't want to see dribble, 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 wait for screen, go around screen. Okay, come back for screen. And that happened a lot. It happened a lot. Whether it was done in slow motion or fast, whether it was done in pace or tempo, like the pace slowed down, or there was high tempo, they were still screen, screen, screen. It didn't matter. It did not matter. I want to see balls kick the head, boom, boom, boom. I want to see the stuff that you want in a fast break. Rebound, kick out, boom, layup. You know who shouldn't be actually inbounding the ball? The bigs. The bigs should not inbound the ball in this. Guards should. Why? Because the bigs are being left behind. I said already, this is not a league made for bigs, and you could see it. This is not a league made for bigs. The perfect player for this type of thing is like a Rhyne Howard. She's 6'2", she's athletic, she can put the ball on the floor, she can shoot, she can do it all. This is going to be this Unrivaled is going to show you the talent of Rhyne Howard. Players like her, because that girl is talented. She's really good. She's just having to play for the Atlanta Dream, and no one watches them because they stunk. But she is the type of talent that will look really good in this because she can do it all. Brianna Stewart looked horrendous. Collier looked good, okay, nothing crazy. But of all the players last night, Rhyne Howard is the one that stood out to me. Nothing blew me away, but Rhyne Howard stood out more than anybody. She is the one where you're going to find out how talented she is. But you have no one out there that blows anyone off the dribble. Nobody. And that's part of the issue with the women's game. But which is why you have to pass. Bah, bah, bah. It's like watching hockey. It's like a hockey thing, you know. Pass, he's skating, pass. It's like get boom, boom, boom. Quick. And don't get to the rim and then kick out for a 3. Please stop doing that. You're going to destroy. Please stop doing that. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your comments. I mean, like I said, first game was a B. Second game was an F. We'll see what happens today. I'm not going live today for this. I can't spend 3 hours doing that. But I will have a recap later on. And the merch will drop. So please do support the merch, and the proceeds are going to the fire victims in California. I thank you so much. This is Rudy's Rant. We talk facts over feelings. Come on now.